Hey, I'm Robbie Kramer. You're listening to the Leverage Podcast, where we discuss using your social skills to hack dating, travel, finding your dream job, and becoming a complete man.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm here with a good buddy of mine. I've known you for about a year and a half, something like that.
Probably about 2 years already. Enough.
Yeah. I met Yoni living here in Kyiv, Ukraine, and he is the premier promoter, nightlife guy. You also organize trips for a lot of Americans, Canadians, Israelis to come to Kyiv, party, have a good time, accommodations, going out day, night, all the above. And today we're going to talk about some of the obviously fun things you can do in Kyiv. Also kind of like get Yoni's take on the nightlife industry, his experience in the nightlife industry. So first off, how'd you end up in Kyiv?
That's a good question. Everybody's asking me that.
Why are you in Kyiv? All the girls say. What are you doing here?
Why are you in Kyiv? How did you get here? To be honest with you, I just got here by mistake. I was traveling. My friends were bothering me. Come and visit.
And you were living in Canada or Israel?
I was living in Israel at that point, and people were just bothering me, like, come to Kyiv. I'm like, what the hell is Kyiv? Where is that? And then one day I was traveling around Europe, and I'm like, okay, I'll stop by for a few days. I got here and I was like, whoa. I was like, guys, what the hell? Why didn't you tell me about this earlier?
Same experience.
You sons of bitches, you should have told me earlier. And then they're like, well, we're calling you here for like a year. We tell you come down. And I was like, wow, like this city is like amazing. The girls aside now, there's so many things. Like, it's a beautiful city. So many things to do. You're never bored, which is now it's a little bit of a problem because we're never bored.
You also can't you can't not be bothered. Yeah, you can't rest.
You can't have a rest. Even if you turn your phone off, people are like downstairs
banging on the door.
Banging on the door, like, let's do something.
Where are you?
Let's hang out. Let's do something. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's chill at your home. Yeah, and it's just like, and then you get to the point with the girls, the most amazing girls in the world, in numbers that are just like, you're like, what the hell? How is this possible? Like the percentage of girls here, the percentage of hot girls here, and just like the amount of them, it's just like they're walking like models that we see on Milan runway. They're like walking down the street here, going for groceries.
The metro station.
Yeah, they're just strolling down the street, going for groceries.
You can't really go more than like 45 seconds to a minute without seeing a girl that like.
You can't turn your head anywhere and be like, holy shit. And then you're like, okay, I've seen it all. And now you turn the other way and you're like, holy fucking shit.
Every time I record a podcast like this, I kind of kick myself. I'm like, damn it, this is more guys that'll probably end up coming here.
Well,
that's the other thing too, is there's such a lack of high quality guys here.
Big time.
What do you attribute that to?
Big time. First of all, there's a lack of guys here, period.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that are here are like, I don't know, they're different from us, right? They're like, the local guys are, I don't know, they're different. They don't really like treat girls well. They're like, you know, like they're different.
I've heard that the girls, Ukrainian girls tend to, especially in Kyiv, maybe not in some of the smaller cities, but in Kyiv and Odessa, Ukrainian girls really complain about Ukrainian guys. They say they're lazy, they're cheaters.
Yeah.
They don't really take care of themselves. They don't take care of the girls.
Yeah, and once they do have a girlfriend, they just let themselves go. They're just like you know.
Not to bag on it. Like, I have met quite a few awesome local dudes.
Oh, of course,
but
all right.
Just talking about the
yeah. Of course, there's good guys. There's also like foreign guys that are not as great, right? So we're talking here in general, right? But yeah, a lot of girls are complaining. A lot of girls are saying, "Oh, we just want to hang out with like foreign dudes because you know they're a lot more fun. They treat us with respect. They treat us well." And yeah, but obviously I've met a lot of guys, local guys also that are very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So you were in Israel. Israel, in my opinion, is probably the hardest place to meet women, and I'm a Jew.
No,
Obviously,
you meet them, but
You meet them, they don't talk to
they
you.
just tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
No, if they're nice, they're not gonna talk to you.
Right.
If they're a little bit cocky, they'll tell you to go fuck yourself and
Yeah.
to go fuck yourself quick.
I appreciate the go fuck yourself more than the back turn. At least been my presence has been acknowledged.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Israel is very hard like this. I guess because the exact same thing that we have here with too many girls, over there we have too many guys and not enough girls. So naturally, the girls get hit on like day and night from every possible media they have.
yeah.
You know, a million messages here, a million messages there. People whistling them at them on the street.
And the
People-
guys are confident. They're guys who've been through the army. They're in good
Confident,
shape, tan,
cocky,
good looking,
cocky, and just fucking don't take no as an answer. So
Right.
they're just like whatever. So girls like tend to be like, oh fuck, I don't care. Like guys hit on me anyway, so like whatever. So another one, who cares? Like there's a story that I always tell my friends and guys that come visit here. They ask me, oh, what about Israel? What about Israel? I'm like, I'm telling you this story. Like you sit at a bar. There's a girl across from you sitting at the bar, and she's like, she just looks at you. She like, basically it says on her forehead, "Come speak to me," and she's like looking right into your eyes, and she's like begging, like, "Come, just talk to me." You you get up, you make all the way around the bar, you come up to her, and you're like, "Hi, honey, can I buy you a drink?" She's like, "What? Do I look thirsty to you?" You're like, "I'm sorry, my bad." and you do the walk of shame back to her seat, and you're like, "Fuck, that's it." But this is the thing. They're just, because they get hit on so many times, I guess they're just like automatic. Their response is like no.
Yeah.
Even if she wants to, but automatically she just says no, or she just says like fuck off or whatever. Can we swear in this? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with you. I think it's just a
It's a basic.
the reason is due to the ratio.
Yeah,
And-
well, it's a basic supply and demand.
Yeah, right. Mhm.
That's all it is. That's the whole world is like that.
Yeah.
Usually, in most of the countries I've been in, well, in all of them, there's more guys and less girls, and then the girls are like, their value goes up, and then
Mhm.
like in Canada, all the really good-looking girls are going out with the hockey players, with the basketball players, with the football players, and it's like that. This
They
is the
compete.
ratio. Yeah, so the competition is more higher. Not that we have problems in Canada or the States or anywhere or in Israel, but it's a little bit higher, like a little bit harder.
Yeah. I think San Francisco in the U.S. has got to be the toughest place because you have the most guys per capita versus beautiful women. Because it's so expensive, it's all tech guys. The
You
girl-
can't
they,
compete.
they call them the girls the San Francisco 49ers. There's fours that think they're nines.
49ers, that's a good one.
Not just the football team.
That's a good one.
So anyways, yeah. So Kyiv is fucking amazing. So you were basically just like hanging out, and your friends told you to come to Kyiv to party for a weekend or something, and
Well, yeah, I just came here and I fell in love with it. I had a successful career in Israel, and I just fell in love with it like the same moment that I just like took a stroll down Chreshchatyk Street, which is the main street of Kiev. I just fell in love with it, and for a year, about a year, I was coming back and forth, and like leaving my job, coming here, then coming back, then back and forth, and then I just realized that I want to live here. So I just said, okay, what do we do to live here, to make a living, and just like being all the time here without the need to go back to work to Israel and come back here and whatever. So the one thing that I like the most is parties, is hanging out, is nightlife, restaurants, all of the above. So just realized that what I was doing here for a year, coming back and forth, is basically like taking myself to all the best places, and because I've learned that what were the best places are, and so on and so on. So we thought we'll make a business out of this by basically cutting people that come here for only for a weekend. They don't have the time to go and look for the best restaurant and to the best nightclub and to hang out and limousine services and all that stuff. So we cutting cutting their time off, saving their time to go and look for it and read on it on the internet, which is really how it is, like reviews and stuff like that. It doesn't work. The fun, the most fun places and the best places, you need to know. You need to be here,
especially if you don't speak Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a problem I had when I first came. Luckily, I had some local friends. But if you're just kind of coming here, because I have a bunch of Airbnb properties here in Kyiv, and I get a lot of tourists from the U.S., Canada, Western Europe, and they just have no idea what they're doing. They show up, and I obviously tell them what they should be doing, but the places they choose on their own are just terrible. Because
you go,
you find the tourist traps.
The tourist traps, because you go online and you search for the best place and the reviews and everything like that, and you see the potential. You walk around the city, you're like, wow, like this is great, and then you choose a place that is maybe not as great, or just a tourist trap, or maybe a place that it's just not the same vibe. So you need to do these places. You've been living here for a while, so to find the cool places, you need to know them, or you need to know the people that run them, or you need to be connected. You need to be in the scene, and this is what we are basically. Thinking of myself as, like you said, you need friends here. So we're a friend of the people that come over, and we recommend and we do their reservations and we do their whatever they need for the help, because the language barrier is a little bit of a problem here. Like if you call a restaurant and you say, oh, I want to book a table for this time, for this many people, I want it by the window. You come in, instead of 8 people, you have 4 chairs. You're far away from the window as possible, and you're like,
That's if you're lucky they speak any English at all.
Yeah, that's if they speak any English. They might do it even on purpose and just like whatever. But this is the main thing. So once we talk to the places we work with, we're very clear what the guy wants. The guys get what they ask for, what they want, and what they like. And this is part of our service. Yeah.
So I have a lot of guys who tune in, who are interested in building a social circle, creating, a social life, kind of that like you and I have created.
Yeah.
If you were to kind of, take us back to when you first came to Kyiv, and try to put that kind of progression into like a step-by-step process, what would that look like?
Well, I've learned that early in my life, the fastest way to get acquainted with people and meeting people and friends is nightlife. No matter what somebody will tell you, this is the best, fastest way to get to meet the best people there is. I've met today. I know people from the government. I know people from all the services, all the things. I can get with a phone call. I can probably get to the president if I needed to. So this is the fastest way. Like 2 years is really nothing to build this a circle of friends and good connections. But once you go into the nightlife and once you very active in it and people get to know you and people would come up to you and themselves would ask you, oh, would want to be friends with you, because they always see you with beautiful girls sitting at tables at the best places with the best friends around and having a lot of fun, and people want to be around that. Once they want to be around that, it's an easy task now, because you don't even need to go and make this circle. It just
once you build it,
it's automatically it forms around you. But yeah, it was just it was very fast because
what were the kind of the steps you took? So you came, I mean, you're already a social, you have the important parts of the done. You're social, outgoing, cool, genuine guy. That's obviously the first step. And for people that are watching, if they're shy and insecure and they're
nothing that a little bit of vodka doesn't solve.
That's true.
I've seen some people that are very shy with a little bit of spicy water. They get very social very fast. But the steps were pretty basic. Once I started coming here, it took me a while to get to know the best places. Once I found the best places, I just made
You had some friends that were living here that were showing you around, or it was more hit or
No,
miss that
no,
you were
no,
trying?
no. It was a hit and miss. That's why I think our services are so important for people because for me it took a year. Once I was coming back and forth for weekends, it took me a year to find the best places. So I found it by trying going to different places, realizing what places I liked, and I wanted to be in those places all basically all the time coming out, right? There's also different days for different places. You know how it is,
Yeah.
right? So once you know these places, you want to be seen in the right places with the right people. Once you do that, that's how you build. So after I've learned that over the year, and I thought I was ready and I knew all the best places. When I moved out here, I started visiting them more frequently, and then people got to know me. All the owners of the clubs, all the owners of the restaurants. Today, I'm on friends basis with them. If I have some kind of problem with my clients at a restaurant or at a nightclub, I can speak directly to the owner and get the problems resolved. So once you go to these places and you're a regular there, you get to know people. You get to know all the security. You get to know all the administration, all the the promoters, whatever, and that's how your circles build.
So how did you get to know those people? Because like there's a lot of people that might just go to a restaurant and they just go to a restaurant, right? They just eat, they get the bill and they leave and they might go to the same one over and over. What are those steps you have to take to become friendly with those people?
Well, yeah. So that's the thing. Once you find a place that you think is to your level or like the best place or whatever is to your level, and you start going there frequently. Once you go there frequently, you would see the owner one day because the owners here are very like active in their businesses. They would sit in the restaurants and stuff like that. And slowly they would even come up to you and would start talking to you. I see you here all the time. This is my restaurant. I've met the owner of Mocha, which is, in my opinion, the best restaurant in Kyiv. I met him like this. Like I was sitting there almost every day, and the owner, which is like, he's got different businesses. This is the restaurant is like his hobby kind of game thing, and he just came up to me by himself. He just started talking to me, and he got interested in what I'm doing and stuff like that, and we became friends. Other places, because of the power of my of our work in the tourism business, I would go and I would seek to speak to the owner to get a deal with them to make sure that we can bring our clients, to make sure that our clients will be happy at the place, that nothing will happen to them, and that way I made the other restaurants friends with
Yeah.
by working with them for a while.
So you're essentially going to the owner and you're saying, listen, I have groups of people that come in. I'd like to recommend your place to them.
Definitely.
If I bring people, you ask for a percentage of the check or something like that, right?
There's different arrangements. The place, if the place is cool, if I like it, if my team likes it, we will suggest this place, right? So the next step we would go, we would say, okay, this is what we do. First of all, we need full security for our clients. This is the most important thing, right? So they need to know when we send our people to be to be guests at their places, they need to give them a full, a full service and full like protection, and whatever happens, like they need to be 100% taken care of. It's the best service, the best thing. If anything happens, they need to be absolutely safe. And then we work out. There's different things. There's on turnover agreements. There's all kinds of things. If the place is popular, then there would be like as many people will come, and then we'll get commission for that. People that come to us, they at best they pay the same prices that they would pay by themselves, and sometimes we give them also discounts if the place wants to, you know, accept more people from us. They will give us to our clients a special discount, and I can refer, and the clients will get a discount. The place would have more clients, and we get obviously on the back end our commissions for that.
Yeah. That's important that the commissions are coming out of the restaurant. It's not like the
always,
clients or
always.
yeah.
This is
A lot of people that travel, they're worried that they're going to get ripped off, or they're skeptical and they're like, oh, this guy referred it. He's probably going to like, get some, I'm going to have to pay
Bump
more.
up the price,
Right.
and then
It's the opposite. It typically doesn't work like that anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like if there's someone who's willing to make a reservation for you, it's the restaurant that's, paying for that. And you're going to get a better deal.
Yeah, I know in Odessa is a little bit different, because in Odessa they don't really like need your business. They don't really run after your business, so they would say, people there would pay for like organizing their trips, so they would get a commission for that. But in Kyiv it's different. In Kyiv there's no place that would bump up the price for tourists, and take it from them and then pay it to whatever like services that the guys offer.
Right.
So in that sense it's always like this in Kyiv.
And when you first came here, where were you meeting most of the girls you were meeting? Just nightclubs, through friends? How was that?
Honestly, here you just go to the go to the market, to the market, to the little whatever. You just like walk down the street and they're like, hi, how are you? And she'd be like, oh yeah, hi, how are you? Like the other thing here, especially for guys that are not very comfortable speaking to women, and this is what I tell a lot of the guests that are coming here. The girls here are different from anywhere else in the world, because even if she would tell you no, she would say it in the nicest way. She would feel so bad for saying no to you about anything, like inviting her for coffee or for drinks or whatever. Even when she says no, she says it in such a way that you feel good about yourself, not the other way around.
Kind rejection.
Yeah, and kind of like she feels bad for rejecting you. Usually girls that reject you, they're like, oh, get the hell out of here.
Well, it's interesting. So because in the US, girls are also nice, but they're fake nice, and they'll lead you on. They'll say, oh yeah, sure, and they'll give you like a pity number.
Yeah.
Or they'll agree to a date and they won't show up.
Yeah.
That happens very rarely here. Typically girls are more
Very
direct.
rarely.
They're direct and they're nice about it.
Yeah, definitely. In the States, yeah, a girl will be like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, let's say how she can't say no or like a bad thing to you, but she would, yeah, like you said, will give you. I already forgot. I already forgot about it all.
Bring you back.
Just call me back. Yeah, she'll give you a fake number, and then you would call and be like, oh, well, whatever. Here, it never happened. Like, never happened to me. Never happened to me. Even if she would give you a fake number, sometimes she would she wouldn't answer the phone, or like would answer once and then would like just like like disappear slowly. Yeah. And another thing is just everything is Instagram today, so it's like we don't ask for numbers.
Instagram,
we don't get you can. Instagram is like right there, so if you get Instagram for her, it's her. You can't you can't go wrong. She might not answer because she might got turned cold, or maybe she met somebody else or whatever.
So does not follow you back.
Not follow you back, not answer your things. But it's really here. It's very very humane way of like of meeting girls. And meeting girls really anywhere, just going. I've been to the subway once.
Subway's a great place.
I had to go once because everybody was talking about it. I went on the subway once. I got like 3 phone numbers. I was like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the subway is amazing. I prefer the subway because the traffic's so bad. It's usually faster, between in the afternoon time.
Definitely, but I take Uber usually because then I get to to do my, first of all, cheap.
Yeah.
And second of all, I can do my stuff on my phone, like work and stuff like that, or like work related stuff. And I'm just sitting back and going through the traffic, easy breezy, doing my work on the way. And yeah.
So what's the day in the life of a promoter what's your typical like week look like?
Well, the week is usually before Corona times. We from Monday to Friday, I would speak to people over the phone, answer questions, plan trips, organize everything, do all the administrative work, me and my team. And then on the weekends, we just we just go with our clients and everything, and we just get party and and all weekend long we just party.
Some friends just walked in, and she's gonna come show us her outfit. A lot of the. So sorry, I was distracted. But
Oh, oh no, I'm in trouble. We're in trouble. Here, come show the guys the ears. The ears. We want to see the ears. We don't see the ears like this. Thank you. So yeah, this is.
I got distracted. So you're saying Monday to Wednesday, you're doing
Monday
marketing.
to Friday, yeah. We're doing all the administrative work, and then on the weekends we start as groups of people come in, and they start going out, and then you gotta go meet them, see them, have a drink with them, talk to them, explain to them a little bit. So from Thursday, I think people will start landing, and then you would meet people some at the airport if it's very big groups and things like that. And then on the weekends we basically party with our guests, drink, go out, visit a million places, and yeah, and then recover on Sunday, and on Monday get back to work.
So most groups come for the weekend.
Yeah, most good.
And that's enough time, in your opinion, to like have at least a nightlife experience in the city. How often do they go to go to see Chernobyl or do like cultural things like that?
Look, because we specialize in the nightlife. We don't promote Chernobyl per se. Some guys would come and say,
hungover for Chernobyl.
Yeah, and then I really don't recommend it. You gotta stumble over something,
Well, that's the thing about Kyiv is everything happens so late. You don't go to dinner until like the clubs don't even open until 1.
12 o'clock, yeah.
12, yeah.
12 is a time.
But no one's going to show up until like 12:31.
Yeah.
So you go to dinner at like 11. You show up to the club around 12:31, and the club goes until 4:30, right?
5. The clubs here are open till the last guest leaves, so you can, and then you have the after party.
And you got Heaven, Closer, and these places that you don't.
And this is the thing. There's so many things to do here. There's never enough time for anything because you're like, how it is. Friday comes, you just like after doing your errands, running your errands, this and that, you already need to get dressed quickly, get to dinner, then like you're already like at the club, then at the after hours, then after party at your house, and it's
and
like
a beach club the next day.
If
you can make it.
You can make it.
You can make it.
Just how you how you gonna be looking, how you gonna look doing this. But yeah, there's no. I find
you could party 24 hours straight without missing a beat.
7 days a week.
Yeah,
no problem.
In the summer, yeah.
Not even in the summer, in the winter.
The winter too. Well, during the day, it's a little bit tough. It's like this
winter.
I mean, you
quarantine time, like
right.
Every day, I had to turn off my phone at 10 p.m. just to make sure that nobody gets me going, right?
Well, those parties we were doing during quarantine. Me and Matthias, like I have a place that's big enough to have like a DJ set up, and we were just everything was closed. We just started throwing like the Thursday, Saturday night soiree.
I've been there a few times. It's a dark place. Once I stayed there for what, 2-3 days?
3 days straight.
He had to go.
I left.
We stayed.
I went on a date or something. I came back like, oh, Yoni's still here.
It was the quarantine. Actually,
I think of all the places to be, I was so glad I was here in Kyiv during quarantine. Like hearing stories about my friends in the U.S.,
Israel, U.S., Canada.
And I'll use this kind of as like as a teaching moment. Like if you look at what happened on quarantine, it's like, all right, everyone knew that they were going to have to go in some sort of lockdown.
Yeah.
And you have to decide, all right, who am I going to choose to spend this next, X amount of time with, knowing that you can't really change that up.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people guys who don't really have social lives, or, guys who haven't kind of put that necessary work in,
Yeah.
who they might still be fucking quarantined in New York City alone for the last like 3 or 4 months, like hating life. Whereas, you know, you and I had a pretty good time. Like,
I'm
not to
telling
brag,
you,
but
one day we're
we
gonna
were
look
like-
back at this and we're gonna say, shit, I wish there was another one coming. I'm telling
you
you.
were
like,
quarantined with like 4 girls. I had
5 girls and 2 was rotating. And 2 more were coming in and out. I had some crazy house parties, like home parties. Oh my god, like some of the craziest things I've done was this quarantine actually.
And people are like, well, what about coronavirus? Like, oh, we got it.
We had it. It was an easy breezy.
It was easy breezy for us. Luckily.
He got checked. He was positive. I was like, I'm positive. I'm positive that I'm positive. I'm like,
We were
"Yeah,
drinking
check."
out of the same whiskey bottle on the train
On the
from
train,
Odessa to
yeah.
Kyiv, where I think I got it.
Yeah.
And I was very lucky. My only symptoms were a lack of loss of smell and taste. Lasted right about 10, 11 days. I got tested, and I got tested again negative, and hopefully now I have the antibodies. But you know, obviously some people can get it much worse than others. But you know, it was.
I think it's a thing of the immune system because you know we're pretty active. You do a lot of sports. I used to do a lot of sports. Now I do other sports. Totally. Sexual sports, sex sports, or whatever. But a lot of cardio.
Exercise, yeah, a lot of cardio.
Exercise, a lot of cardio. But yeah, like for me, it was even milder than him. Like it was like what was it? 3 days I was drinking Tabasco out of the out of the bottle just to make sure that I still have it. And it's the weirdest feeling. Like you drink Tabasco, you
Trying
don't
to
feel
taste the
anything, nothing, not even a burn. Like it's weird. And then for
But we got it later. I just had it like last like 2 weeks ago. We're recording this now in the end of July. So I had it in the end of June. But you know, for those first 3 months, starting when quarantine started in March, you know, March, April, May, when it was like hardcore lockdown, you know, you and I had a pretty good time. Like it was
amazing.
Shit was closed, but you know, didn't have to save a lot of money. Didn't have to
Just
go
have
out there.
just have to make sure that somebody was sober enough to stroll to the store to grab some groceries, come back, and then yeah, that was my biggest problem. And then the deliveries, you know, the global deliveries or whatever they have here. If somebody could make the order, we were fine. We're totally fine. If the food was being able to get delivered to the house, it was easy breezy. Really, it was great.
So the other thing is the last thing I want to touch on before we wrap up there is, so you've been here what, 3 years? You said
3 years,
3
yeah.
years, and your Russian is very good.
Well,
So,
yeah.
how did you get to your level of fluency? How soon did you start when you arrived, and what was your process?
That
like?
was very. First of all, Russian is a very hard language. It's very hard.
And you obviously speak English, Hebrew.
English, Hebrew, and you know, like bits and pieces of lots of different languages. But the Russian one was the hardest one. What I did is basically I took classes right from the get-go. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell you. I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I remember one day all of a sudden Yoni was fluent in Russian. Like, I thought you didn't speak Russian.
That was also because of quarantine. Because at that point, when quarantine started, I already understood like you did. I understood almost everything, about 70%. And then once you understand 70%, you can connect the bits and pieces, and you can make a sentence out of it. What made me actually get good at Russian, it was quarantine, because I'm sitting there with 5 girls. 3 of them don't speak any English. 2 of them speak English, but because the other girls don't speak it, it's easier for them to speak Russian. So I find myself just sitting there, understanding what they're saying, but not being able to speak. And then once you get over this little fear, it's not a fear, but it's like uncomfortable.
A little bit of embarrassment.
Yeah, embarrassment.
Talking,
yeah, it's natural.
Like idiot, yeah,
it's natural. So when the quarantine started, I just started talking. I just started like talking.
And you were taking classes before that for 3 years.
Yeah. What made me understand very good what they're saying. Oh, actually, another thing is watching a lot of movies. I told you this before.
I did last night. I watched Happy Gilmore in Russian.
Yeah.
And I know all the lines because I've seen the movie
exactly.
a million times, and I was like,
So for me, it was the Wolf of Wall Street that I've
nice.
watched like 50 or 70 times in English.
You know that?
And now I know what they're saying. So I watch it in Russian, and then slowly like you just become understanding it, and it's a lot like you become a lot more comfortable with hearing the language and process it in your mind. Because when you speak to a teacher, you're very focused, you're very thing, and the teacher speaks to you like wanting you to understand better. But once you watch a movie or anything for that matter on TV, it becomes more natural for you to process it in your mind and understanding more.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things combined, and just like the quarantine that just made me like start talking and talking for days on end.
Mm-hmm.
And this made me actually like right now I'm pretty good good level of Russian.
Yeah, no, it's really impressive. Yeah, that's it. When I watched Happy Gilmore last night, you remember the part where Shooter McGavin hires a heckler to follow Happy around? He goes,
Yeah.
jackass, on every shot. In Russian, they say, pridorak, which is not quite the same translation.
It's not the same, but
yeah.
you understand the
Of
thing.
course,
You
yeah.
understand what he's saying. So
Yeah.
you translate it to, a jackass or a pridurak is, you can say it in both
Right.
languages. It's the same. But the important things and the slang also. A teacher wouldn't teach you much of the slang, right?
No.
But in the movies, you would learn the slang words and connecting the slang words and like.
Mm-hmm. So your recommendation would be to get a teacher, take classes, and then watch movies that you know very well in English in Russian.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then once you first once you start talking, like I know you do this a lot. All the girls speak to you in English, and that's what I used to do also. At the end, I met girls that don't speak
Mm-hmm.
English, and then I would just talk to them in English, and they would speak to me in Russian.
Mm-hmm.
And then this also made me jump another step before speaking, because it's like you practice a lot more, because
Yeah.
now she speaks to you in Russian and you have to understand because she doesn't speak English,
Right.
and you speak back to her in English, so you're a little bit more comfortable before you start speaking.
Right.
And that all these steps, but you need to concentrate, because this is very hard language. You need to concentrate on this, and you need to wanna learn it. And this is what I wanted. I wanted to learn it, and I've just did everything I could possibly do to hear it, to practice it, to
Yeah.
speak it, to learn the proper thing.
Because it is quite hard to get around here without Russian.
Oh yeah,
And without a Russian person with you, it's very difficult.
very hard, very
Yeah.
hard. People here think that everybody needs to speak Russian. I don't know why. But,
Mhm. And not that many know English, surprisingly. I mean,
not many. Even the ones that know English, sometimes, most of the times, they're embarrassed to speak it,
Mhm.
because they have some kind of issue here with this. If you don't speak it properly, don't do it, kind of
Mhm.
thing. And this is the thing that I've learned, that if it's just me and you and we only speak English, you can speak to girls and they would speak English too, because they don't have other choice.
Right.
But once there's one guy that speaks Russian, that's it. Your social thing is gone. You don't exist in the
That's
room.
happened so many times.
So
to
many
me.
times.
And it's difficult because everyone's speaking very fast. You're not picking up anything. You just end up on your phone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell the people watching, where can they find you? Drop your Instagram, where people can find out about the promotion services.
First of all, everybody
trips.
can find me on Instagram as Dagesh, Dagesh. This is my personal Instagram, and from there you can see all our girls clubs and our nightlife clubs, nightlife page, which is Kyiv Cassiopeia. We also have it's like a social club, let's say, which is called Top Kyiv Girls. A lot of girls do their personal PR, and we do PR for nightclubs and restaurants. It's a very cool page. Check it out. It's called Top Kyiv Girls. And we have websites, KyievCassiopeia.com. What else? Facebook we're all over the Facebook. But
We'll drop the link too.
Yeah, that would be cool if you can drop the links. And yeah, come to Kyiv. It's the best place on earth. I'm not even joking.
Disneyland.
I've been everywhere. I've lived on 3 continents. I've visited pretty much every place on earth except the hardcore countries, not in Baghdad and stuff like that, and Syria.
Mhm.
But once I came here, I was like, wow, this is
I had the same experience. I've been
crazy.
52 countries. I've searched. No stone has gone unturned.
It's not that I was actively searching, but I was traveling because it's nice.
Yeah. No, I was. I've been actively searching for like
Now,
where can
honestly,
I find the best place
now,
to live
honestly,
as a guy.
my friends are like,
bachelor.
let's go to Ibiza, the island.
Mhm.
Let's go to Greece.
And you're like,
Mykonos.
why? Why would I?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, let's meet here, man.
Yeah.
Forget it, man.
Yeah,
All the girls at Ibiza and Mykonos, they're from Ukraine.
They're from here,
they go there for a weekend just to, just to air out.
Well, dude, thanks for coming on. It's been awesome.
It was a pleasure. Yeah, it was a good experience.
Thanks for listening. If you want more, go to innerconfidence.com and don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for the latest episodes.